I would suggest a better analogy to use is that it's an invasive organ transplant into a patient who's not in the best of health, but a patient who's also very stressed, fearful, and anxious. So let's, for a second, if you'll indulge me, think deeply about the physiology of this process. So from my AI anthropologist perspective, what we're doing is taking a pristine, highly efficient, fully tested, fully effective, if you like, high metabolism, healthy organ, which is this new generative agentic capability, and you're dropping it surgically, inserting it into a living, breathing human body, the corporate body, your corporate culture, and all of the shadow workflows, fragmented processes, and other things. Now, what do traditional technology consultants do? Well, I think we all know they focus exclusively on the organ, the AI bit. They test it in its controlled, sterile laboratory environment, the pilot phase. They may well, roll out the pilot to get more and more buy-in and usage and prove use cases in organizations. Now, disaggregated from the overall socio-technical system that the organ is being transplanted into, they can marvel and make many positive noises around the performance, the theoretical processing speed, the sort of KPIs and OKRs, which can now be achieved with this transplantation. So what do they do then? Well, they hook up all the digital arteries, the data veins, the capillaries of teamwork and processes and so on, and connect the APIs essentially, which are also some of those bits of connective tissue, sew up that incision and run away and claim a successful deployment. But what they've failed to do is really assess the baseline health of the patient on the operating table. And with so many organizations, even those which are at least superficially efficient, effective, and with highly engaged workforces, the reality is that quite often, if we're being brutally honest, the patient body, the corporate body, is pretty diseased, certainly resistant to the insult of having a new organ put in, even if they're pretty healthy. That's an issue for transplant surgeons and all to overcome. So we're really talking about a chronically diseased corporate body, and it doesn't therefore matter. In fact, it's probably disadvantageous to have this awesomely effective and healthy transplanted organ going in. The connections that energize, that feed, that sustain the organ will fail, and therefore and be rejected, therefore, and the body will rebel against this insult.